Ladies and gentlemen, I'm yours truly, the legend himself, Labzy, aka the best motherfucker you ever met in the history of your life, and I can prove it to you even though I shouldn't. The most loyal, the most honest, and the most respected. First of all, before I kick off this episode, I just want to say thank you to the people that have wished me happy birthday yesterday. It was a really good birthday, especially reflecting on the year that I've had, and getting opportunities left, right, and center, being a part of the podcast Cartel, and it's just been fantastic. So I want to say shout out to the podcast Cartel for that opportunity, and man, I just can't wait for the next year. So thank you again for the people that wished me happy birthday.
Real talk with Labzy, we speaking the truth. From the streets to the booth, giving voice to the groove. No holding back, every combo's the proof. It's the realest in the game, now we raising the roof. Real talk with Labzy, Labzy, Labzy. Real talk with Labzy, Labzy, Labzy. Real talk with Labzy, Labzy, Labzy. Real talk with Labzy.
And now I have another guest, a female rapper in the rap scene. I met her in one of the Breaking Bread events. The first time I saw her was she was during the very first Breaking Bread battles in Richmond, and she did very well. She did very well, and like you can really feel the lyrics in her music, and I got a chance to speak to her and asked her if she wanted to be on the show as well, and she was very keen. So may I present to you Phinix Luton.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
How are you? Good, good.
I'm
Well,
I'm good. I'm good. Happy birthday.
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's
Oh
okay.
man. All right. Now, first of all, Phoenix, I just want to say
Switching
thank
my
you for
data
taking the
over.
time. Was that sorry?
I just switched my data over. It was probably working a bit better now.
Okay, there you go. First of all, Phoenix, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to jump on here and have a bit of a chat with me.
That's okay.
Now
Thanks for
and now,
having me.
okay. So
What?
I want to. Was that sorry?
I said thanks for having me. I know it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I know because we were supposed to do it on an earlier date, and obviously
We
things were
were.
happening.
That's all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But first of all, before I get into it, are you okay? Are you all good now? Like,
Yeah.
how's
No,
your
I'm
mental health now?
all good. Yeah. Yeah. All sweet. All healed and yep. All good. Thank you.
No, that's good. Good. All right, now, so first of all, how did you get the name Phoenix? Is it Phoenix Luton? If I'm pronouncing it right?
So, yeah, my government last name is Luton
Mm.
or Luton. I don't know how to pronounce it because I'm adopted, so I couldn't really ask my parents properly. But yeah, so Phoenix came from my birth mum. So when I first spoke to her when I was 15, she told me that she was going to call me Phoenix when I was born. So that was pretty much the same year that I'd started rapping as well. So I was like, I just kind of jumped at the name. And I was originally going to be like JV or Vasi or something because my last name with my permanent carers is Vass. So some people know me as just Vass. You'll hear that a little bit with the people like I've grown up with. But yeah, it's Phoenix, and then I wanted to make it like kind of different. So I did Luton, like Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
Phoenix Luton, but everyone kind of says it differently. So yeah.
Okay, so it's actually called, so legitimately it's just called Phoenix Luton.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all
Yeah.
right, there you go. So Phoenix Luton, Phoenix Luton, Phoenix Luton.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got it. All right, so was music always a part of you? Like, tell me, going back, like, how did music come to you, and when was the moment that you thought that I can actually do this?
I have always loved music. I've always loved performing. Every talent school, like every talent show at school in primary school, I was there. I was up there. I was doing it by myself. If no one else wanted to be in my group, I was there in front of the entire school. I just loved performing. I did dancing, like all types of dancing. I didn't really learn instruments because my attention span wasn't big enough. And I stopped doing dance lessons when I was younger because, again, I just didn't want to listen to the teacher, and I kind of just wanted to do my own thing and be creative and do whatever the hell I wanted to music. But I always wanted to be a performer or just like in the spotlight doing my thing. But always loved music, always loved music. Yeah. And then with rap, it kind of, I liked this boy in primary school and my mum hated rap. And he loved Eminem. And that's the reason why I know Eminem,
Okay.
because I learned like all the songs I possibly could, and then I started to get into it, and I was like, this is really sick, like the way they use rhyme schemes and like the way they, it's kind of like dancing to music with words, really, I think rapping is. So it's like all the steps, all the beats, but that's kind of how I got into it, because of a guy I liked.
Well, that's usually how it goes. When you want to impress someone, you kind of go out of your way, you know.
Yeah.
So you would say that, Eminem would be your go-to artist. Would Eminem be your go-to artist, or what about female artists?
There's
Like in a way
a
that,
lot, yeah. So
Mhm.
I grew up with Delta Goodrem, who's an Australian artist, Pink, Casey Chambers. Casey Chambers was my first concert. The Veronicas, um, Rihanna, Avril Lavigne, um, who else? Christina Aguilera. Trying to Fergie. I loved Fergie from Outcast. Like Fergie was the shit. I loved seeing her in that car park video.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. But I loved Fergie. So I think probably Fergie was a big influence because she was kind of the first female rapper I kind of saw when I was younger. And then Nicki Minaj, like as I got older. Um, and then yeah, kind of just branched out to a few different things, kind of Oz rap, but there wasn't many females in Oz rap at all. There was hardly any when I was growing up that I knew of that were like in the spotlight. Um, but yeah, I was kind of always like that pop music kind of vibe. But yeah, they were the females I looked up to.
Okay, nice. And then, so do you always spend time like in the studio yourself, or do you go when you really feel like it really? Because there
I
are some
go,
artists that do that.
yeah, so I've kind of taken a massive step back at the moment. But I used to have a MacBook and a little shitty USB mic that I would take everywhere when I was in rehab. And like when I was homeless or when I was going couch surfing and stuff. So I'd kind of just record whenever I wanted to. And I'd write a lot more back then because I'd have so much stuff to write about. But now, if I get booked for big shows, like I'll make sure I have new songs. So I'll smash them out. I'll like grab my old content, go to the studio and just smash it out, do a day of like 3 songs. Would not recommend it. You should only do like 2 songs a day, or else you're just, because you just try and get them so perfect and you just get so tired by the last song, like your energy's all gone. So I would recommend, if you're a new artist, to only do like 2 songs a day in the studio. But yeah, if I need to do something now, I'll go do it. But I don't. I used to have a home studio with my ex partner, but I didn't really use it too much. He used it a lot more than I did. Yeah, I think I'm still trying to find my groove to get back into music and record more. So hopefully I'll find some more inspiration soon.
Yeah, well, no, I see what you mean. Like, especially with any creative, there's always that there's always that overthinking moment where, okay, this has to be perfect, this has to be perfect, this has to be perfect. But then, like, it just if you keep doing that, it'll just never be released at
Yeah,
all. You know what I mean? Especially because I had a conversation with Mr. Ruckman at one of the Breaking Bread networking events, right?
yeah,
And we were talking about how when he released his music video that came out recently, and he said that, I was trying to do it, I wanted to do it, but every time I tried to put my hands on it, I would always change things, and it would just never get done. And
yeah.
then my question was to him was, was it scary putting that creative thing, like your creative baby, into someone else's hands and seeing where it goes? And he's like, yeah, it's very, very scary. Like, have you ever had that situation where you wanted to
It
release
is.
something, you had to do that? Like,
Mm.
what was the song? Tell me about that.
So with change,
Hmm.
like my third, like my first proper kind of release that I did a film clip for, but working in collaboration with Callaghan Media, handing that over, like once you film and like trusting the process of them knowing what to pick for the visualizers, and you just kind of have to step back and let them have a bit of control. But it is hard because you have such a vision of what things need to be and you want to tweak things, but you kind of just gotta just step back, trust the process, and as long as you communicate properly and like tell them what you don't like and what you do like, and that's kind of what builds rapport within the relationship. But being creative, like it's so hard, but also you can get something completely different out of the start of you starting a song and then tweaking little bits, and then by the end of it it's completely different, but it's like 10 times better than what you could have imagined. So it's, I guess it's just trusting the process, and just knowing that things aren't going to be the same or the way that you planned it to be. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because it's exactly like, do you ever have moments where you have an idea in your head, and then when you lay it out, it just wasn't the same.
Yeah, and I think I get too discouraged by that sometimes as well. Like I'll be like, nah, fuck that, can't be bothered. Like it's not what I wanted, it's not what I pictured. And then
Yeah,
I'm easy to just give up on things instead of trusting it. But then I'll end up coming back to it a while later and picking it up again. Like I've got so many projects that they're not finished, they're not halfway done, but they're just there. And like I've got a vision, but it just didn't, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I've definitely got a lot of projects that are just sitting there, but they will come to fruition when it's time. Like when there's certain things in the universe that'll bring an opportunity to me, I somehow pick them up when they're perfect to fit for that occasion.
yeah,
I found that with a lot of things. So there's songs I was sitting on for like 4 years, and then an opportunity came and I like recorded and it fit perfectly. So it's like I'm not too fussed about trying to push everything out. Like I don't want to be famous. I don't want to. I, I've got stuff that I've made, and then if it ends up that they get finished and they get put out, then they get put out. I think a lot of artists, they've got different plans. They want to be on a schedule. They want to post at certain times, and they want to have a project, and that's cool. Like that's awesome. You want to do it as a job or you're trying to get the numbers or whatever. But I'm just like chilling. I'm like, like when I do something, I'll do something. I think that's the good thing about being a creative as well. Sometimes you just go with it.
yeah. Would you say that the reason why you do music is for you to sort of just, get your story onto a song, and then just do you think it's like a therapy thing in a way?
Yeah, 100%. It's an outlet. It's always been an outlet for me. Um, there has been times where, the ego's gotten to be a little bit, and I'll do things, I'll make certain songs just for the point of making music or like to get a better reach or like to do it for someone else. And it's not it's not really rewarding. It does get traction, but it's not as rewarding. The reason why I started music was to vent and to tell my story. And my supporters, like so many of them have similar upbringings or experiences, and that's why I do it. I do it to relate to a smaller portion. Um, and yeah, I don't have a target to be like, I want to perform at this thing next year. Like, it's good to have goals, but I don't think I'm there as an artist yet, or I don't know if I ever will be. Yeah.
Yeah. But if the opportunity ever came, like if there's someone that was a record label
Yeah,
that said,
100%.
"Hey, Phoenix, yeah, you do it."
Look, if the opportunity comes to me, 100%. And I've got a few things, like pretty big things that have come my way, that I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do it, but I'm never gonna chase something or like exert my energy in another fucking area where it's not wanted. Like if they're gonna come to me and it's gonna present itself and the universe is doing its job, then sweet, like I'll do it. But yeah, I'm not there to like chase a record deal or I just can't be bothered. I really can't be
Yeah,
bothered. I
yeah,
don't
of
need it.
course.
Like, you know?
But the
So
question is, do you love doing what you love doing? Do you love it?
sometimes I hate it. Sometimes I hate it. But I love you know, I love the reaction, and I love being able to relate to people, and I love having that connection with people, you know, once I put my story out there. But the process is hard. It can be really hard. You're bringing up all your trauma again when you're like singing the lyrics, or you know, every time you perform, you're like putting yourself back there, um, and you know, you're reliving it in your body. So it can be shit. It can be shit, but it's like the opportunities that I've been given, I know so many people would kill for. So I'm really like blessed to be able to do that. But sometimes I do hate it. Sometimes I'm in the studio and I just scream at the, like, Keeks will be recording me and I'll just start yelling and I'll be like, no, I can't do this. It's too hard. Don't want
Yeah.
to do it. And I'll lose it, but then I'll come back in and I'll like rethink it and I'll, you know, do it properly again. But it's a lot of work. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. And it's a lot of planning, and it's a lot of effort, but you know, the finished product of things is probably the most rewarding. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And because yeah, going back to what you were talking about, how you have to revisit all that trauma, all the stuff that you've gone through as well.
Yeah.
Like, does that,
Yeah.
because obviously that's a very scary place, you know, because obviously you, especially now, because obviously now we're in a better place. It's like we don't want to think about the past trauma. It's like it's done. It's, you know, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
You know, we just want to leave it. We just want to take it to the grave, even if we have to just, you know, go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, has there, so is that the moments where you felt like you scream sometimes, and because it kind of creeps into your mind and it just makes you explode? Is that kind of the emotions that
Yeah.
you get during that
Yeah.
process?
Kind of. And I just feel like sometimes I can't portray the same feelings that I felt back then. And I don't feel like that I'm doing the lyrics justice because I'm not in the same headspace. So I'm like, this isn't good enough. This isn't, you know, this isn't what I wanted it to be. And then I'll get really frustrated over it. And then obviously just putting yourself back there is a lot. Like, it's a lot, especially when you're not there anymore. And it's so easy to slip back into that headspace if that's what you're like always putting forward. um yeah, it's difficult. It is really difficult, but it's something I need to be really mindful of, that I'm not there, but I
Yeah,
was there, and that's my story, and that's like, I just need to keep
yeah,
plodding on. But
of
it's
course.
always, I'm never going to have the same energy at each show. Like, it's always going to be different when I perform. It's never going to be the same, like, you know, because I'll be feeling different things if something's happened that week or something's happened that day, or you know. So yeah, it's yeah, it's it's different. It's
What about,
difficult. Yeah.
yeah, what about nowadays? Like, do those traumas still kind of creep up to you, even when,
Oh
not even when you're not doing music, but
yeah,
like even your everyday things?
100%,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I'll still feel like shit. But I think that's just, you know, mental illness. You got to maintain it. And I see an AOD counselor like every week, and I go to a youth group every single week as well. Um, I was going to AA for a tiny little bit there. I think I went to like 3 sessions, but I'm still kind of, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. I'm kind of like, because I'm living by myself now, and there's so many changes that have happened, and I'm still like going through that journey of like, what is sobriety for me, and like, what am I don't know. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
I don't even have the
It's like
answers.
what's like, what am I doing? Like, what happens now? That
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, I'm not on ice or heroin anymore, so it can't be that bad. But then, you know, when I do get drunk or when I do use recreational drugs, I'm like reminded of how bad it can be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my brain kind of gets sent back to that time. And um yeah, it's hard. It's like a constant reminder of how bad things can get. But it's kind of like an excuse of, oh, well, it's not that bad, so it's okay, but it's still bad. Like,
Yeah. It's how
yeah,
it starts,
it's
really.
how it starts.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
scary, very
Yeah, it's
scary.
scary. Yeah, it would be scary. I mean, especially, you know, as you said, you know, living by yourself, and it's like you have to rebuild yourself
Yeah.
again. You know what I mean? But I would say, I would say maybe just enjoy, like maybe look at the positives, like, hey, like, I'm living by myself, I don't have anyone in my face. I'm just to
Yeah,
myself, I can watch a movie, be in my pajamas, no one can judge me about what I have on my face or anything because I'm by myself, you
yeah.
know what I mean?
It's actually been really, really nice in that
Yeah.
respect. Like I can eat when I want, go to bed when I want, like kind of just have
Freedom.
the freedom. Yeah, exactly, the freedom. And it's nice, but it's scary. It's scary, but because there's so much possibility in freedom. But I'm just still discovering the healthy freedom instead of the running away freedom or avoiding freedom. So yeah, I've never really had this type of space ever. So I'm just kind of discovering it, which is cool.
Yeah. Well, what have you learned so far about being by yourself? About
Well, it's been
yourself,
a
maybe.
week.
Okay.
But I'm my own parent, which is really scary because I get to tell myself what I can do and what I can't do and what, the repercussions are going to be. And I can only answer to myself now instead of, being able to blame someone else or get angry at someone else. It's me, like I'm who I answer to. So it's, fuck, that's a bee. No, it's a fly. Sorry, I'm outside. I've like set my outside area
That's
up.
all right.
But no, be my, like I've been able to put things how I want it, set it up how I want it, like buy things. It's good. It's good. I don't have to answer to anyone. I answer to myself, and I think it's teaching me a lot of responsibility and like self compassion as well, which I've really struggled with my whole entire life. So I'm definitely battling with that, the two sides of myself, which is Jess, which is me, and then I've got Phinix as well. So I've got the two personalities, and it's kind of just balancing them. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
what's the difference between Jess and Phinix?
This is a good one. Me and my counsel have been dissecting it and exploring it. It's
Okay.
kind of freaky. It's freaky.
Okay.
It's like one way we kind of explained it was that Phoenix is hot pink and Jess is light pink, and Jess is more of the parent that is a little bit more responsible, a little bit more like anxious and curious. Phoenix is like confident, will do what she wants, like motivated, will get shit done, like more intense. Um, will just kind of like fly like a bullet, and Jess is kind of like, hold on, wait, hold on,
Yeah.
wait before you do things. And I'm just like, I've got these two in my head, and it's very hard to, yeah, very difficult. But we've definitely broken down that there is two. There's two.
There's two
And the
differences.
Phoenix is the artist. And it's tricky because that's who I am in my music. And it's like, Jess would never use drugs, but Phoenix would use drugs. And Phoenix would never come down, but Jess would come down. So it's like this
Yeah.
whole, it's full on, full on.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. No, that's good. No, I like that.
Yeah.
And I like how you figured out you're learning to know the difference. Because even with me, like, there's a difference between Martin and Labzy.
Yep.
Martin is the person that loves to be there for everybody. Try to help everybody. Try to support everybody. You know what I mean? And and the one thing, like, I don't want anyone to hate me because I'm just gonna overthink and trying to figure out why. And then you've got Labzy that's strong, wise, wants to look out for himself and wants to be a warrior, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I love that.
And
I love that.
yes, and and sometimes there are moments where it's like I overthink, where it's like, oh well, like, I don't want people to hate me, but then the Labsy side is like, bro,
Fuck
just
them.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
basically, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's crazy. It's very
Mm,
similar. I feel like a lot of artists or people that have a second persona, the second persona is usually the more like confident,
yeah.
don't give a fuck, like and it's so prevalent, so prevalent in artists. Like you'll talk to anyone in, especially rap,
Mm,
especially the hip hop scene, and they really struggle with their identity because
mm,
they've created this like safe, confident person, like
mm.
personality, and then they're like constantly battling with that because usually you'll get more in trouble with this confident
Yeah.
part of
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah, Yeah, it's fascinating, really
It is.
fascinating.
I think it may have something to do with like obviously you got your minds. Like the brain is always punching on with the heart, and the heart's always punching on with the mind, right?
Yeah.
And I think it may have something to do with like in your case, your brain is Phoenix, and your heart is Jess, and then for
Mm.
me it could be brain is Labzy, and the heart is Martin. Could
Yeah,
be.
could
Do you
be.
know what I mean? Like, it could be vice versa, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, because there was even a moment where I thought to myself, well, is there actually a difference between Martin and Labsy? I was like, no, there actually
There,
is.
i-
There
it's
actually is.
freaky. It's
Yeah,
freaky.
it
And when you
is.
think about it too hard, it's like, am I like freaking crazy? Like,
Right? Like,
right?
did you ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid? Oh no.
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I know, I'm
so
shit.
no, that's all right. Good, like because I'm a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, and
Yeah.
it's basically about a kid who finds sorry his kid's grandfather goes to Egypt and finds this puzzle that puts it together, and then when he puts it together, it's actually an ancient an
Whoa.
ancient pharaoh spirit from 5,000 years ago, and then
Whoa.
he joins forces with him, and
What?
yeah, it's oh my god, it's awesome,
I
it's
need to
awesome.
watch it.
Please. Even Danny Hustle's like, yeah, bro, I love Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. I'm wearing a Slice of the Sky Dragon freaking T-shirt right now.
I can't even see any comments or
Oh,
anything.
oh no, you got the new update, do you? Okay,
I think so. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, but and then their journey together is like you've got the one that's always scared, but he wants to be strong, and then you have the other one who's actually strong, and that's actually a leader and stuff like that. And I think that kind of made me think, wow, there is a difference there. So yeah, I'll
Yeah.
even send you some. I'll even send you some clips as well if you'd like.
Do it, please. I should actually
Yeah.
watch that. I just bought a new TV today, so
Oh, there you go.
might be the first thing I
There,
watch.
there you go.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's anime. It's anime
Yeah,
as
no,
well.
I know,
So
I
there
know
you go.
that much. I know that much. I'm not uneducated.
There you go. Good.
But I haven't watched it.
Um. So yeah, no, that's very scary. About when you find another persona of yourself, it's just like, well, it's like, well, then who am I?
Who am
Sometimes,
I?
you know, it's like, well, am I?
Exactly. That
Oh
question
man,
is too full on. It's like, who's God? Like, does God exist? Who am
yeah,
I?
right.
Like, it's,
No man,
it's difficult.
like who is this? Who are you?
What am I?
Oh man. So now let's talk about. I know you've announced this. You want to talk about The Voice?
I am pretty much in an NDA at the moment, so I can't comment on that.
Okay, because I know
Yeah, like I
but
could, but now I can't.
oh, okay,
Unfortunately, the network says
yeah,
I need to be hush about it. But after, I might be able to talk about
okay.
it.
Oh, okay. No worries. Because I don't know if you, because I didn't know if there was any other updates or anything like that. That's why I wanted to,
That's
kind of,
why no one's heard
yeah.
anything. Yeah,
Aha.
but
Okay.
but keep your eyes peeled. I will. Yeah.
Okay. Because the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because first of all, this is a big jump, and that's amazing what you want to do. That's fantastic, right? But I will say it is a bit of a process, and the best person to speak to about that would have to be Legend the rapper,
Oh,
because when he
100%.
you know Legend the rapper, right?
I know Legend.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love Legend. Yeah.
So when he was on my show, we were talking about this as well, and he said there was an eight month
Yeah.
process. And like he did everything they wanted to do because they're like, okay, you got to look, can you do this, do you know how to sing, can you sing this song and perform this, and like they're really strict on what you can do, and I think it's
Yeah.
kind of like a test of passion in a way, where if you really want to be a part of this, we got to see how passionate you are,
Yeah.
because you being on TV, again, that's going to be inspiring for the next person. So that's why, being a part of that. And well, so now how did the idea of you wanting to sign up for The Voice, like how did that come to you? What was
It
the
came to
inspiration
me.
behind that?
It came to me. I was
Okay.
yeah, so no, it literally came to me. I was performing at Exposure. So so Jono Jonathan Smallman. He's amazing. He's in like theatre production and music, and promotion. I met him at Marshall Street a few years back in Bundura. That's where I met a lot of people that I know now. But basically, he puts on a show each year called Exposure, and he gets local artists or interstate artists that he thinks would be really cool. Basically, they fill the audience with talent scouts, you know, production managers, people from radio, people from TV. So when I performed this year, Gary Pinto was in the crowd. He's a talent scout for The Voice. He's Guy Sebastian's backup singer. He's done songs with Jimmy
Oh, wow.
Barnes. Yeah, like pretty big name. Oh my gosh, fly. And basically he saw me perform and he came up to me afterwards and he's like, "Oh my God, I love you. How would you feel about going on TV? Would you like to be on The Voice? Like, let's do this." And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Like, it's come to me. Let's take the opportunity. Why say no? You know?
Yeah.
So if I get through, I get through. If I don't, I don't. But I'm just taking the opportunities as they come. Yeah. So it did come to me. It fell on my lap. So I was very, very fortunate for that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And yeah, and I think it is very important. So when you get opportunities, just take them. Don't overthink it. Just take it.
Just
To
do
be
it.
honest, because you don't even know where it's going to lead you.
No,
You know
you
what I mean?
don't. You
No,
don't. And that's the
I'm
thing. Like, even if I don't get through, that still puts me in a casting room with connections. Um, People I might, you know, not have run into if it wasn't for this opportunity. So it's opening doors. And even if it isn't that door, it's other doors that are working in my favor, in the background. So no, I'm really excited, very excited. I can't really say too much about it again. But yeah, it's definitely cogs moving at the moment.
no,
Yeah.
that's good. But I do wish you nothing but success on
Thank
that one. To be honest
you
with you,
so much.
because I really feel like you deserve it, especially your journey and everything like that, and learning about yourself and trying to rebuilding yourself. And I'm like, yeah, you definitely deserve it. To be
Thanks,
honest with you.
Baz. I appreciate that.
And now, especially when it comes to performing, like, how do
Yes.
you feel performing your raps and stuff like that? Like, especially getting a reaction from the crowd. Like, how does that make you feel?
Makes you
What's the
feel
feeling?
good. Makes you
Yeah.
feel good. Yeah, sometimes I get nervous. But getting up for exposure, I got nervous because it was a whole different crowd. It wasn't, there was two rappers on the lineup, and it was very different. It felt more. I don't know
Pressuring?
how to pressuring, yeah, and just like more professional. Like, it was a different standard to your Oz rap gigs. Let me just turn my like at laundry, if I'm doing a laundry show, I used to get nervous at the start and then I'd be like, let's go, grab the mic, like I'm ready. I know this place. I know what I'm doing. I know the stage. I know my material. And you just kind of have fun with it. And I think like the feeling I get is yeah, it's kind of like that feeling you get as Labzy, where you go, you know what, who cares what people think? Just do what you do, and if people like it, they're gonna like it. If they don't, who gives a shit? Like, you're not there to please people. You're there to do your art, and when people do get involved, it's awesome. But I think going to gigs and watching people perform for so long beforehand, before I really started performing all the time, you see what works and you see what doesn't work. So I picked up a lot of, kind of points about how to get crowd interaction and engagement, and what's not going to work. And, like, it really helped me create my material for, like, my performances after that.
Mm,
So with So Sick,
mm.
I was like, this is perfect because I can get the crowd to say it. It's easy. They can't fuck it up. It's literally yelling. And if you get the crowd involved and engaged, then they're gonna be like more. They're probably gonna be like, what the fuck is this? But then they're gonna be like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
other people are doing it, then I'll do it, and it's cool. It gets the crowd like psyched up. And with my sadder songs, it's like I just do them for me. I do them for me. I don't do them for anyone else. Um, and if people want to think I'm depressing or whatever, they can, like, I don't care.
Mm.
Like, I'm sharing my story, and it usually relates with people. It hits them the hardest. Like, they'll come up to me afterwards, and like they'll give me a massive hug, and they'll usually tell me their story about what they've been through. And I think that's really relating to me because I'm studying community services at the moment. So that's what I want to go into. And I want to help people that have gone through similar things. So, um, yeah, it's rewarding. But the feeling I get, I still get nervous. I'll still be like, fuck, that I didn't do a good job, or I did awesome. Like, it depends how I'm feeling. It's never the same. Each performance is always different. Hooligan Hefts was insane. I was so
Mm.
nervous. I was only female in the lineup, and he got me up with him, and it was insane. It was probably the coolest freaking thing I've ever done in my life. And I could probably end my career and be like, that's like, I've done it. Like, I don't need to do anything
Like,
else.
that's it. We're done. Thank you.
Like,
Good
we're
night.
done. We're done. Like, we just started, but we're done. Not really. Um, but no, it's exhilarating. It can be really addictive too. But it can be really confronting as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think going back to what you were saying before about if people think that my music is depressing and stuff, I think you know what I think that's what I think that's what's popular right now because again, going back to people can connect with that, and I
Yeah.
think that a lot of people are going through a lot of things and they can't really either they talk about it because they're scared to whether they're going to get judged or looked at differently, and like music is the only way, and I think they need people like yourself to have that so-called depressing music to let them connect with them because again like a lot of people can come up to you and say, hey Phoenix, I just want to say I love you, and I really just as you said before, like they tell their story because they feel they can connect with you and be
Yeah.
open with you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's nice to hold a safe space for people. I feel like they feel safe and they can be vulnerable with me, which is really nice. I feel like everyone deserves that or someone that they can speak to. So I'll, even if it's not in person, I'll still get messages on my Instagram. Um, and you know what, that like they'll tell me if they're having a shit time or like what my music has done for them or whatever. And it's just, sometimes I might not always be able to reply properly, but I definitely try to, like, when I can. Yeah.
yeah, no, I definitely feel that because even with my show as well, like I try to make every guest make them feel comfortable. Even with yourself, even with the others that I've had, even with the people overseas in America as well. I've found a way to really just make them feel comfortable and just make it feel like a conversation more than an interview. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
because that's how I feel. That's how I feel like I get a lot of compliments as well. Because it's like, well, I get up. People say to me, "Oh, Labzy, bro, I love your work, bro. You're amazing." And then I'm like, "Thank you," because I've learned how, just because everything, all the guests that I've had are all out of my curiosity. That's how I make it a conversation. Because I don't have anything down. I got no papers here. I've got
Yeah,
nothing here. This is all out of my curiosity. So it makes it more real and authentic. So.
definitely.
Yeah, and and then now, which also this is a big question I'd like to ask you. You, as a female, do
Yes.
you ever do you ever get not judged per se, but just kind of like not taken seriously by men? Do you, especially when
I
it comes to like
did.
in the scene?
I did
And
for a
how do you
while.
handle it?
I did for a while, and then they started listening to me. And then they
Okay,
started seeing that I was actually doing better than them. And then they start listening. Yeah. It's
okay,
yeah, and that's not any hate at all or being egotistical at all. Like, I was getting booked for way more shows, and I was like getting the opportunities and doing it and like breaking my balls
mm,
to, like, get what I was getting. And then they're like, oh fuck, like, maybe chicks can do that, and fuck, maybe we
yeah,
shouldn't underestimate them, and oh,
mm,
maybe we'll treat you a little bit better now, maybe we'll listen. And or maybe we should put females on the lineup now because that's what we should do, and we shouldn't be, crossing them out. And I think, yeah, I think there's a lot more females on the scene now that are making themselves known, which is freaking awesome because we are like in numbers we are taken more seriously. I think back when I started, it was kind of a bit of a piss take, like, oh yeah, like
Okay.
good
Mm.
on you, good job for trying. But now it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like they got bars.
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
they've put in the work. They're fucking good at it. And you know, the females I know are like 70% better than most males in the scene because we have to work harder.
Yeah.
Like that's just point blank. Like we have to work harder.
Mm.
To be taken seriously. So it's definitely hard, and you'll get sexualized and you'll get criticized, and if you're not sexualized then you'll be insulted. If you do sexualize yourself then you'll be made to be a slut,
You're
and
like
that you'll
shamed
be
for it.
shamed for it. You'll be shamed for it, but if you don't do it then you should do it because you should sound more sexy than not sexy. But honestly, it's really difficult. I've worked with producers that'll tell me to change my voice, and I'm like, why should I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, to sound more feminine. Why do I have to do that? You know? So it's can be really difficult, but I think because of the name I've like built for myself, and like I've been doing this for years now. I'm still a baby, still don't know everything. Obviously, I'm never going to know everything, but I've got the experience behind me now that guys are taking me more seriously. Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh
Yeah.
fuck, you're Phoenix," and I'll be like, "Yep." Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's taken a while. It's taken a while. Yeah, and I still get
Yeah.
it, but it's getting better, I think, in this day and age. Like the scene's changing, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think with us men, we got to do better as well. Instead of just being sexist, we just got to just be kind and just
Yeah.
literally see how it goes. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, like because I never understood, even my whole life, like I never understood why men always pick on women, and there are some toxic women that pick on men. You know what I mean? And it's like I just never understood, why can't we just be kind to each other? I just don't understand. I just don't get it,
I
to
know.
be honest with you.
The world's cooked,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that's an understatement, I
Um,
think.
it's yeah. I feel like we're slowly getting there with Breaking Bread, especially. I feel like they've um broken that toxicity within like the female and male separation. Like they've definitely
Mm.
kind of punched it in the face, especially with
Yeah, of
Grilly and
course.
Mishap as well. Like they've come together and they've just made such an amazing bond and been able to like break that, you know, because Grilly comes from, you know, that real Oz rap background, male dominated
Yeah.
scene.
Yes.
And now like they're kind of collaborating and with Mishap, and she's like the best fucking DJ I've ever met. And she's a
Right.
female. Right?
Right.
And they're kind of like, you know, they're gelling, and now Grace Cheers coming into it, and you know, you got Lockie Hamill and Clara Vizi, and like it's kind of making this, there's a fly on my hand. Um, they're kind of making this really freaking awesome community. And it's breaking down those gender roles, which is freaking awesome. It's safe, it's comfortable, and it's encouraging more females to get involved. And males to be like more. It's more normalized
Mm.
now as well. So it's really cool. I'm really, really thankful for the Break and Bread team for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're killing it.
How did you hear about Breaking Bread, and how did you be a part of it from the beginning?
T was doing the Fried and Tasty, those
Oh,
the Break and Bread
the
nights.
networking events,
Yeah,
yes.
the networking events where he'd throw the dinners and stuff, and we got invited to a few of them. And that's just how it started. And I, you know, when you're in the hip hop community, you kind of see like the same type of heads, like Jay and Kai, Kai the Barber, and you know, you just kind of get to know people, and then it grows. And then T, you know, started like putting these opportunities in front of me as well. And when I met Greeley, he put the cipher opportunity in front of me, so it just kind of started to connect. and then we went into the battles, which was freaking awesome. I'll probably never do it again because I was just so out of my comfort zone, and it's just a lot. But I've done it now. It's checked off the list. But
Did you have fun with
yeah,
it though?
I did have fun with it. I felt like it brought out a really shitty side of me though, like a really like kind of mean, cunty side. But that's all right. It is what it is. Um, but it was fun. It was really fun. Harlem was such a good sport. He killed that. There's this massive list scroll that he brought out, and I nearly died. Iggy Azalea, I nearly died. Um,
Oh,
no, it
man.
was good. It was really fun. It was awesome. And you meet interstate artists like I'm at Scrub and Encore, um, and you just kind of build connections for the next like might be for life or it might be for the next few years. But yeah, it's just all about the connection. So it's been really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being and now you because I've seen that
Oh
you've
my
done
god, there's flies everywhere. Sorry, I'm in the garden.
no, that's all right. Being and also you because you also do keychains as well. How did
Yes,
that
I
idea of
do.
keychains coming to you?
I wanted something small that was cheap to ship and didn't have a size, so it wasn't discriminating against like limited runs or like shirts or whatever the hell. And I wanted something cheap to make as well, and something that people could have as a reminder all the time. Like, so I just thought keychains were really cool. Um, and then obviously, yeah, just like raising the money, all the profits went to my old rehab. So that's been really cool. Like I made all the care packs for them. And it was awesome because the youth group I started going to, there was one of the girls that came from the old rehab, and she was going around in the circle at share time, and she's like, yeah, and by the way, like Jess, I used your journal that you put in the care pack. Like that's what I've been using lately to like write about how I'm feeling. And it just like it was like a full circle moment. Like it really hit me. I was like, oh shit, like people are actually using the things that we've been able to, like raise money and create and give back. And that was really cool. And I gave them all a fee chain as well. Like I put it in the care packs too. But yeah, I think that that rehab, I made so many songs there, like right at the start of my SoundCloud. I wrote so many there, I can't even think, and they really helped me so freaking much. So I was just like anything I can do to give back, and anything I can do to kind of share that story and my core, like that's like at my core. Um, yeah, but the features are cute. They're small, they're compact, they're easy to take to gigs, easy to sell. Like yeah, they're good. And then I think T started doing the limited like metal ones as well, like straight after I did mine, which I thought was really cool. So I hope more people do them because
Mm.
they're just sick.
Oh no, they are. Like, are you talking about his breaking bread chain? Sorry, the little keychain that he made as well. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, he made them for the awards. I think there was yes, that one. Yes,
I
let's
turned mine into
go.
a chain actually.
Yeah, that's hard. That's so cool. That's the way better quality than mine, but it's so dope. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. So
So cool.
how did the design come to you? Like, was it you just try to drew together and just like yeah, there you go, or
So
where did the inspiration of the
I
drawing or
I
the
put that
design?
on
Sorry.
Airtasker years
Mm.
ago, and I used it for my first merch run. But there was this one inspired. It's kind of really inappropriate, but it says hentai, and it's just this font that's like a flame font. I don't know. You might
Yeah.
know which one it
Mhm.
is. I was like, I freaking love that. That's
Don't ask
dope.
why I know, but I just know. Go for it.
I was like, that's sick. I love that. So
Yeah.
we put Phoenix to it, and I just sent it off to like a digital creator on Airtasker. And that was what I used for my first run of Vetch, and I've just kept it. So that's been a logo that I've put on videos, on like I put it as my artwork when I'm performing on the backdrop. So that's kind of how that came to fruition. But I really like it. I think it's cool. I don't usually tell people about the background just because it's not appropriate at all. But it's the font.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah, no,
just
yeah,
the
it's cool.
font, people. It's
Just the
just the
font,
font.
just the
Just the
font,
font. We don't get involved in anything else. Just the font.
just the font. But that's how
Oh
that
Lord.
came. That's how that came along. So
No, that's good.
yeah,
No, that's good. And plus, yeah, because also you know what you wanting to give back is a great thing, and then you and also getting involved in the mental health. What was it called? We just said it before. The mental. Uh, is this, you didn't say support worker. You said something.
just community services.
Yeah,
So
that's it. Yeah,
yeah,
that's the one.
yeah.
So why did you want to do that?
Because I have so much life experience, I think it'd be rude. I think
Okay.
it'd be rude not to help people and like give back because I think it was so valuable going through recovery and you know, you'd meet those support workers that have a background and they've got
Mhm.
experience and you know what, kids are more likely to listen to you if you've actually been through shit. Like
Mhm.
if you've actually gone through something than someone who hasn't, they're probably gonna be like, yeah, fuck off. Like, don't tell me what to do, I don't care.
Mhm.
So I feel like if I can give back and, you know, build that connection, then you can help someone. That definitely helped me. So I don't know, it makes me happy helping people. And it's kind of it's rewarding as well. It's a little bit healing for yourself too. Because it's like, I don't know, it just sparks that little light inside of you, I guess.
Yeah, of course. Because
Yeah.
yeah, but here's the question though, like, did it ever scare you going back into it? Because obviously you said you've been in rehab before, and obviously that was the moment where
Mm,
you were healing from what you go through.
yeah.
Then, and obviously we were talking before about not thinking about the past, and you just want to take it away. Did you ever get any negative effects of going back into those kind of centers at all?
So, because I'm studying at the moment, so I'm
Okay.
about halfway through my course at the minute.
Mm.
It's definitely triggering. You've got to be able to set your own boundaries within yourself and be able to work through the shit that comes up.
Mm.
A lot of subjects that we've done have been very close to home, so it's a lot. But it's also really helpful because you kind of have to deal with it and you have to learn how to deal with it. And yeah, I mean, I'm still learning, so I'm still going through it, and I haven't actually, you know, worked in the that sector properly. So I want to go into AOD, which is alcohol and other drugs and youth, but I want to wait a few more years because I'm still young enough to still be in those programs.
Yeah.
Because I'm 24, so I'll probably wait till I'm like 26.
Yeah.
But I was in aged care before this, and even, you know, dealing with some people who, you know, have depression or have schizophrenia or have domestic violence backgrounds, like it's still triggering 100%, but you can relate and you can, you know, you've got more insight to like what they're going through. Obviously you don't know everything that they're going through and it's a lot. It can be really, really triggering, but you got to be able to speak to your manager about it, or you know, reach out to your supports, or have your, you know, go for your walk, or just like regulate yourself. You've got to know yourself. So it's definitely helping me discover myself a lot more so I can actually deal with things,
Mm.
which has been really good. Yeah,
Okay.
but it's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Well, to your knowledge, would you be allowed to like tell your story to any other the patients just to sort of get them to trust you? Anyway, do you know if you're allowed to do
You
that or?
can. You
Hmm.
can. It's just all about your own boundaries and what you choose to share. Sometimes it can be dangerous if you share too much with clients, and you need to protect yourself because they can use it against you sometimes. Not everyone's going to do that, but there can be, you know, times where it
You
can
don't
come
know.
back to bite you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like I need to be able to hold myself in a way that's somewhat professional in the music industry. So that's been a bit difficult for me because there's certain things I can't really do because I need to present myself in a way that's acceptable.
Yeah.
And things I say and things I do, like the rap battles, I probably like there's things that I said, like I've said that are probably like, probably not.
Yeah.
Um, but I forgot what the question was. I'm on a tangent. completely
Oh,
you said.
no, I was just saying that, like, would you be allowed to like share your story
You could,
with,
yeah.
like, Facebook? Yeah,
You definitely could, but you just got to pick and choose what
yeah,
how much you say, because again, it's not about you, it's about the client. So
that's right.
yeah.
Okay, interesting. Wow. Well, I think I've got everything that I've got that I need to do to ask. Is there
Yeah.
anything? Well, now it's your turn. Is there anything you want to ask me or anything like that at all? Anything you're curious about?
Yeah. What
Yeah,
is
go
that, a
ahead.
green screen behind you?
That is the green screen behind me. Yes.
What do you use it
Kmart.
for?
Believe it or not, Kmart, $20.
$20. That's pretty freaking good.
$20.
That's pretty
Yes.
good.
As soon as I was walking past by accident, I was hanging out with a mate, and then all I see is because I needed a green screen because behind me is just a window and there's too much light that comes through. So I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, I need something to block the shit. So yeah, I walked past one day, and in a corner of my eye, I'm just like, no, there's no way there's a green screen here. Because I'm looking at like websites and stuff, and there's ones for like $50 here,
Yeah,
$100 here plus, and they're all
they could be
fancy and shit.
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. But nah, $20, very easy to set up. Like you just get this thing, you just put it quickly together, literally like not even a minute to set up, and then that's it.
True.
Voila.
Do you use it for projects or just for your podcasts?
Just for my podcast for now. I've got bigger goals and stuff like that, which I'll be needing my green screen for because I want to do like gaming and stuff like that too in the future. So I will be needing this. So yeah, so it's really good. I best $20 ever.
That's $20 ever. Fair enough. What are your
Yeah,
plans? What are your project plans? Can you share a bit about that or not yet?
absolutely. So right, for the people that don't know, I am a part of the podcast Cartel, which is basically, how can I put this? It's basically like the breaking bread for podcasts, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Love that.
yeah, so we got Donkeyman Records, where also he's got his own podcast and he's got his own like setups with cameras and stuff like that. He approached me one day and he said, hey Labzy, I love what you're doing, man. We're forming like a podcast cartel of different other podcasts and stuff.
Allegiance.
Yeah, exactly. And then we can use your professionalism to if we need you to do like interview these people for our show and stuff like that. And yeah. So we'll help each other to work together and yeah, and it's great. And that way I can get some pointers as well, because hopefully next year the goal is to have a proper setup instead of just using it through Instagram Live. Don't get me wrong, like the journey through Instagram Live has been absolutely fantastic. Like I've got connections in America now because of this, how I did this. So
the foundation's so important.
yeah, and yeah, and then now it's just we're growing and growing and growing, and yeah, and then hopefully in the next 2 years I might do a Real Talk with Labzy international tour where I go to America and start going
That
from.
would be so sick.
Oh man, I got a lot of people who need to see me. I mean, I need to go to California. I need to go to Hollywood. I need to go to Texas. I need to go to New Jersey. I need to go.
Jersey.
Yes.
Okay.
Jersey. You gotta go Jersey.
My dog. Getting coffee with my dog.
Yeah. But
that's exciting.
yeah.
When are you thinking of doing that?
It'll be either 2026 or 2027.
Okay.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
Right? Because I still got to get my house, and I'm going to Egypt next year with the family as well.
Hey.
So I got to get that stuff out of the way, and then yeah, because everyone wants surgery, and freaking when they go to Egypt, everyone wants to have teeth like Steve Harvey. Unfortunately, please don't ask me why.
Are you gonna do that?
I'm not. No, my teeth are fine, thank you.
Yeah, your
My
teeth are good.
fine. I'm good.
They're actually nice.
Thank you.
They're straight.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Never had braces in my life. Never.
Lucky. That is lucky.
Yeah. But yeah, even and also my sister wants to get laser eye surgery as well. Because everyone in my family's blind, even me a little bit.
So
yeah. It's about like 5 to 10 grand difference between here and Egypt.
Ew.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, but we are doing our research and stuff like that before we actually do anything. So
of course.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's so
Yeah,
scary. I think eyes
I just
are so important. Your eyes.
oh yeah. But yeah, that's what I mean. Even my mum came up to me and she goes, "Martin, do you want to do your eyes too?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'm just short sighted. I'm not like a bat like the rest of you. I'm fine." Oh, but yeah. So that's basically the plans for Real Talk with Labzy, to be honest.
It's
So
exciting.
it is. It really is.
International. I was about to say interstate. No, bigger.
International.
International.
Yes, we gone global,
Go,
baby. We gone
go
global.
global. Well,
Yes.
I'm so keen for that.
Oh
I'm very excited.
man. I'm very excited. I just gotta put in the work. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it, where I'm gonna go first, and then yeah. But in time. But in time.
You'll get there. As long
Oh
as you've
yeah.
got a goal and a plan, you'll be sweet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But was there anything else from
We
your
just hit
end?
an hour.
No.
We've just been talking for an hour.
I know, right? It's great.
Crazy.
Right. Yeah, even my friend Lily saying crazy. Yes, crazy.
I can't see anything. I
I
can't see any
can't see anything.
comments.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got
No.
the thing. Yeah, that's right. All right, but yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up here,
Wrap it
Phoenix.
up.
I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for the conversation. Did you have fun?
I did. I did. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. And thank you for rescheduling and
That's
being
all
so
right.
accommodating. Yeah.
No,
Really
that's
appreciate
all
it.
good. I try to. That's the Martin in me that's wants to support and help. So,
We love him.
but and also as well, if you ever need someone to talk to as well, my door's always open.
Thank you so
Anytime.
much.
All
Thank you. I
right.
appreciate that. Same goes. Same goes.
Done deal. And also I do this thing to every guest
Mhm.
before we go. I just want to let you know, Jess, Phinix Luton, that
Yes.
you are a successful woman. And I don't use the society's version because it's bullshit. What I mean by that is that you are doing what you love doing. You are getting results, whether it's minor or major, and you keep working at it. That's a successful person. So you are a successful woman.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's so sweet. That's so nice. Thank
And
you.
I want to thank everyone. Sorry?
Thank you. I just said thank you. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, sorry. All right. And I just want to say thank you as well for the people that have joined today's episode. And don't be afraid to look at other episodes as well. And go support Phinix as best as you can. I support Phinix as best as I can. And yeah, because she's going to do big things. And I'm going to do big things. We're all going to do big
We
things.
will.
Yes.
Global
we will.
baby.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. All right. Well, Phinix,
All
you
right.
enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
And we'll definitely speak soon. All right.
Thanks so much. See ya.
All right. See ya. See you guys.
Bye.
Real talk with Labzy, we speaking the truth. From the streets to the booth, giving voice to the groove. No holding back, every combo's the proof. It's the realest in the game, now we raising the roof. Real talk with Labzy, Labzy, Labzy. Real talk with Labzy, Labzy, Labzy. Real talk with Labzy, Labzy, Labzy. Real talk with Labzy.